What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of MavAttack. Now, if you don't know what video yo ass just clicked on, this is my Alien Isolation review. Do you like scary games? Do you like Ridley Scott's horror film Alien? Do you like shitting yourself in the dark? Well, Alien Isolation will tickle you in not just one, but in all three of these senses. Isolation is a first-person survival horror stealth game developed by Creative Assembly and published by Sega. Hoping to revitalize the Alien game franchise after a bad case of colonial marine bullshit, Creative Assembly took the atmospheric and horror route of Alien instead of the action-oriented Aliens movies. So let's dive in and see if this game will send shivers up your spine or leave you lost and pulled into the darkness.
Story.
Set in the year 2137, 15 years after the events of the first Alien movie, you play as Amanda Ripley, a technician who's informed that a flight recorder from the Nostromo, if y'all remember it's the ship from the first Alien movie, was located and is held aboard Sevastopol Station, a remote space station. Ripley decides to investigate with a team of two others and figure out if this recorder could be the answers to finding her long-lost mother, Ellen Ripley, from the first Alien movie. There's a ton of crazy shit that happens here, and the game gets really crazy towards the end, so it's a great ride to hop along from beginning to end.
Gameplay.
Alien Isolation controls aren't too bad. It's in the style of first person, giving you the option to sprint, craft items like medical syringes and EMP grenades to use against one of the few different enemy types you'll encounter on the Sevastopol station. You get tools that allow you access to certain parts of the ship that may be locked down or closed off. Things like a hacking device with a minigame that, when completed, opens security locked doors, or a mini blowtorch used for opening entrances to crawl spaces. The notorious scanners in the game, and oh boy, you will need this freaking thing. The game focuses heavily on stealth, and expect a ton of that, as enemies are hard as shit to kill, some even unkillable. You can hide in lockers, under desks, behind things, anything you can see you can hide behind and peek out behind, and it works flawlessly with the control scheme. You'll also encounter humans, some friendly, some hostile, androids that walk towards you and stop at nothing to strangle the fuck out of you, and the alien. Just one alien that stalks you and messes with you the whole time you play. You never are truly safe with this thing around, and just knowing it made me want to stop playing and watch regular show. There are boxes and areas called rewire systems that allow you to reroute power around your area, so you can, for example, move the power from the doors to have lights or access to the camera feeds. You can also pick up items to help you craft, as well as audio logs and ID tags of lost or killed civilians aboard the ship. Overall, the gameplay feels super solid, albeit slow at times due to the pace of the game, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying and being in fear every second I play, even though you may run into some awkward ass situations.
This car for Solomon's habitation tower.
Something's moving around out there. Pay attention.
Let's go find.
Not even sure of that anymore.
Come on, get him!
That thing is
Things I liked.
The sound design really makes this game, from the sound of dirt and dust falling from vents, alarms and doors being opened, to even the alien's hard body walking around, hitting the walls and vents, really puts you into the game, and the atmosphere is just absolutely phenomenal and perfect. The alien is unpredictable. He doesn't follow pathways and isn't scripted. One time he'll drop down behind you and kill you, another he'll just climb around in the vents teasing you, making you question all of your moves in existence. Now, I played this game on the PlayStation 4 version, so the sound coming out of the controller of the scanner and the light bar flashing as enemies get close was an awesome feature, as it not only illuminated a room in the dark, but really helped me figure out whether an enemy was near me or not. They really implemented all the controller features. The brutal deaths, I mean, just watch this shit.
Things I disliked.
Now, I couldn't figure out whether to put this in my likes or my dislikes, but let me break it down to you for a second. Now, I played the game on hard mode. That's the best way to play the game in my opinion. But this is not necessarily a gameplay mechanic, but the android specifically pissed me off. They're so tough to get around, and once you've been detected, they're impossible to kill. You can kill them, but it takes all of your resources to even damage them. So it makes you try even harder to be stealthy, and I don't know whether I liked that aspect of the game that made it more difficult, or I just disliked it because they were too tough to kill and I just had a hard time. The game did get repetitive after a while. It began to be a look for this item while everything is fine, get the item, and then something attacks you and you have to stealth out of the room. This isn't too much of a dislike, as the variation between layouts in different parts of the ship were just enough for me to not get tired of it, even though you do visit certain parts of the ships multiple times. I noticed that if you walk or crouch when the alien is crawling around in the vents above you, he won't bother you, but the second you sprint, he comes out. I exploited this by not making much noise. This is actually a feature in the game, as the more noise you make attracts more attention, but I'd like to constantly be in fear instead of knowing I'm safe if I walk or if I crouch. The cutscene. Now, the frame rate acts really stupid, jitters and drops. It gets really jittery and choppy and is really off-putting because you stop focusing on the story and what's going on, and you look at how frantic the frames are. At least on the PlayStation 4 version, this is what I noticed. The frame rate dropped really low and it just really looked off-putting to me, and I couldn't focus on what was going on screen. And finally, really fucking long loading screens. Y'all know how I feel about these, come on. Overall, Alien Isolation is a solid title, and the atmosphere and sound design kept me in the game the whole time, on the edge of my seat, nervous, asshole puckered up the entire time. Now, do I think this game is worth your money? Well, as I always say, you should play the game yourself to find out and really enjoy it, but if you can get it discounted or at the very least rent it, 100% yes. You should play this game. I got my game for $50 instead of $60, so I had a tiny discount, but I am over the top happy about my purchase. It's so fun and creepy that if you're a fan of survival horror or stealth games, you're a fool if you sleep on this game. There are some slept on features, like if you have a mic hooked up in game, you can actually be heard if you make noise, and that will mess you up completely. Or if you have a camera on, if you move your head, the game will tilt your vision and you can look around and peek with your head. So it's kind of a cool feature. And also, there are even hacks on the internet for the PC version to have Oculus Rift support, so you can go full virtual reality with this game on the PC version. There are also survival challenges and some DLC missions as well, so the game length can be longer, and although I don't think this is a replayable type of game, you're still gonna get about 15 to 16 hours of playtime in the game, not including DLC and challenges. This is about what I got to, 16, 17 hours, but I was playing on the hard mode as well. So your time may be shorter or longer depending on your playstyle, but with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of MavAttack. I really hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment. Let me know if you guys are thinking about purchasing the game, or you've played it already, you're enjoying it, you have questions, I'll answer. Talk to me, I'll talk back. And lastly, please consider subscribing to join the Mav movement, because we out here making moves. We almost at 800. We almost at 1,000. We making moves. So I'll see you all on the next episode of MavAttack, motherfucker.